Well, hey, fellas, there's been a real hot topic in the sports media lately, specifically between two of the biggest sports in the country. These motherfuckers out here think,
Who just what? That's a fine. Whose is that? Is that yours, Tybo?
yeah, I'm getting fucking blown up over here,
That's
which is why,
that's a fine.
because my phone vibrated.
Yes,
That
you
was
can hear it.
distracting.
We're adding that. We're adding that into the fine
Oh, of
list.
course.
Oh, of course, of
Calm down,
course.
Pooh Bear.
Continue.
Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh. Uh, Dude, you really think there's 30 NBA players right now that could go play on an NFL field?
Okay, 30 is probably more of a stretch, more than likely, but there's
Austin
definitely
Rivers
not
has to be
30.
the dumbest person I've ever met. There is no, you cannot just sit
Austin
there and say there.
Austin
No,
Rivers is basketball privilege, and he literally is just he's so arrogant and complete, like his mind can't even comprehend regular common sense. Like he doesn't live a normal life. I promise
he
you.
made he made an NBA roster strictly because of nepotism, not even because he's
Daddy,
good. And now he's not even
He was
on a
he was a
team.
killer in high school and college.
Oh yeah, because high school's gonna, and he was mediocre in college.
So
Let's
that's
be
just proving the point even more. He got in because of nepotism, not because he was good.
exactly.
Do you
And
think
he's
football
not
players
even.
could do that? They could get in the NBA like that?
They couldn't get into the NFL because of nepotism.
They can't get in the NBA.
They could definitely get in the NBA.
There's no NFL player that can transition to the NBA.
Tony Gonzalez,
No. If
he
you
could have.
look at his stats from college. Did he play at a high level college?
He played at UCLA.
Did he do big minutes and everything? Pull up his stats. UCLA basketball is not the same as NBA. There are levels to this shit.
He could have played the NBA.
There's no way he could have played in the NBA. Absolutely no way. I guarantee you that.
they said him and Antonio Gates could have.
Antonio Gates, where did he go to college? Kent State. What's the level of competition there? Not that good.
There's people from Kent State that made the league.
You could probably count them all on one hand.
He was a looks like he was a bench player, played for 3 years.
You think of
Uh
bench players made it to the NBA?
Field goal percentage 51% as a power forward. You wanted minutes. He
Regardless,
averaged
he's
17
got.
points, 17 minutes a game.
Ugh, uh, uh,
Go ahead, Tybo.
First off, we have the point of smaller NBA rosters. So to take a pool of anybody from the NFL and try to put them over, it's harder to make an NBA team because there's less fucking spots. But there's guys in the NFL that at least have some sort of a shot and can jump out the fucking roof. They could make an NBA. They could make an NBA squad. And there's more players in the NFL that can make the transition than there are in the NBA.
Why
I
do
would
you think
I,
that there's more
I
than
would say
The
these two
statement that
things.
even 30 players in the NBA could go play in the NFL is wild to me because motherfuckers in the NBA are not built like that.
Like I would say these two things because you, Tybo, you just said jumping out the gym. Bronny James, who will be drafted and play in the NBA, regardless of what if you think he's good or not, he will be drafted. He will play in the NBA. He had the fourth highest vertical at the NBA Combine, where you get a step in your vertical. It is not like the NFL where you do not get a step. You take from two planted feet and jump. He had the fourth highest at 40 inches. There were 15 players in the NFL Combine who do not get a step that had higher than a 40-inch vertical.
athleticism is not all it is to basketball. Yeah, it's a
No,
big part of it,
but you
but you're
gotta you
not
gotta
getting
be
to the
able to
NBA.
bounce, to dunk, and to block shots like that. Like motherfuckers that can jump have an advantage in the NBA. Like it's pretty. It's
There was
NFL players have more uh they're more agile. They can cut better than NBA players, move left and right. Offensive linemen and defensive linemen have better footwork than any NBA player.
I don't know about that one. They
No
have great
question about it.
footwork.
No question about it. starting offensive and defensive linemen have better footwork than any NBA player.
For football,
I
yes.
mean, I don't see very many NBA players gracefully doing like a fucking ladder, you know? Like
Not a one.
I don't think.
Jokic sure isn't.
Literally all their dribble moves are based off of footwork. Everything they do from the triple threat is based off of footwork.
Are you talking about
Ladder
like
drills,
are you talking about like post moves though?
literally anything.
That footwork
It's different footwork. It's not all the same footwork.
I get yeah.
Fast feet is more for defense.
That's where an NFL player is going to thrive is on defense. He's probably not going to have he's not going to have the best shot.
So then if
he can handle the ball enough to get into the lane, he's got bounce, he can dunk, and he can play defense.
If he's able to do that, play defense decently, doesn't have a shot for shit, but can dunk it, has trouble dribbling. Do you think he's gonna have a chance to play in the NBA? Do you think they give those type of people a chance to play in the NBA? No, they sit their asses on the bench. Jaylen Brown can shoot.
Draymond Green. Let's bring up Draymond Green. Draymond Green played Division I. He played Division I college football at Michigan State.
A career 30% shooter.
That was spring football.
And he got jammed into the fucking dirt.
Yeah,
by a corner, by a 5'9" corner.
But yet he was able to extort millions out of the Golden State Warriors organization as an NBA player.
Like
he's not a football player.
You're forgetting how good Draymond has a bigger impact on everything.
God damn it.
Basketball is harder.
You just said he couldn't cut it as a football player, but damn, he's one
player. One player.
And none of the others had the balls to try.
Joke of an athlete. Draymond Green is an absolute joke.
And none of the others had balls.
That's why he can play
try.
basketball. Who says he's a good athlete?
Wouldn't be able to make it as a football player if we're talking about that.
Ooh.
Never made it otherwise, man.
You have still yet to name one football player that can transition.
Patrick Mahomes.
He cannot
transition.
Mac.
I've seen him hoop.
You've seen him hoop. Guess what? He's not on the same level as NBA players. He's given
that horrible NBA defense buckets.
You don't realize how good these players are skilled offensively.
Horrible defense.
In basketball.
Buckets.
They play defense. The players are that much more skilled at offense right now.
Don't you disrespect my GOAT like that again.
I'm not disrespecting him. He cannot play NBA basketball.
Travis Kelce giving him buckets.
No, he cannot.
JJ Watt, retired football NFL star, giving him buckets. 6 fouls, 1 rebound.
This guy just doesn't know ball. That's all it is.
I'm saying there if you pull wide receiver, tight end, defensive end on every roster in the NFL,
Myles Garrett,
you're gonna get a decent chunk of those motherfuckers that could go play in the NBA.
Myles Garrett can dunk.
They're not gonna play in the NBA. They can play high level basketball somewhere else, but they're not NBA level.
And there's no NBA player who could be in the NFL and play at the NFL level.
Yes, there is. There's plenty.
I'm conceding that point. I 100%. Like if LeBron fucking played football, he could be in the NFL 100%.
Russell Westbrook, if he was a safety.
Yeah, but those knees, buddy. Change direction as a defensive back. Like Russell Westbrook does not.
There's not a single NBA player who's making it through training camp, let alone to the first game. They can't make it through an 82 game season.
NFL only plays 16 games, 18 games. Shut up, 17.
And it's more physical. Those guys aren't making it through practice. There's not an NBA player alive.
You're not a basketball guy. You're banging for football. But the skill sets do not translate the same.
One of my arguments is just kind of like the body type that like bodes well for being in the NBA, right? Like you have a lot of like you do have muscle, like you have Giannis, you have LeBron, like
lean guys though.
You have a lot of lean, long guys. That does not work for the NFL. It doesn't work for the collisions. They're already, to me, it feels like they're more injury prone. in the NBA, but we could look at the numbers and I could be wrong, but like I feel like the added collisions and contact in the NFL would fold a lot of the lanky motherfuckers in the NBA.
That's fair, but how big is Devontae Smith? He's a toothpick. How big is Xavier Worthy? A toothpick. He's 160.
Well,
I don't think
because
I don't think
NBA
those
guys
NBA
are a little bit
players
more
are
filled
running
out.
it fast enough. I think they're getting jammed at the line. Yeah, they may be the same size, but they're not fast enough. Their feet aren't wide receiver quick enough. They're not blowing a DB off the line. They're going to get jammed into the dirt like Tyreek Hill did. Every single play. There's not a single play where they're going to be able to break off the line.
You are just discrediting basketball so much right now.
100%, because they're not strong enough.
They are strong enough. That's
would
just
get-
how they play the game.
They'd get hit once, and they'd be out.
Oh, you're forgetting a lot of these guys that played football in high school, and they decided
It
to
ain't
switch
the
to
league.
basketball because it's a bigger thing.
That ain't the league. A lot of these NFL guys, they played
I'm just
high
talking in
school
circles right
basketball
now
and
with
they
you.
decided not to play in the NBA. Like, what are we doing?
Name one football player that has decided to switch over to play basketball.
Name
There's
a
only one in
basketball-
history that has actually done it.
Go ahead.
Jimmy Ward. He won the Heisman, went to go play basketball.
Well,
That's
we've
it.
seen that. We've seen that it happens, but we haven't from the NFL to the NBA, but we haven't seen the other way
It's
around.
easier to translate the skills from basketball to football. If you take 5 NBA players that are right now and take them and put them in the NFL, take 5 NFL players, put them in the NBA, there is a better chance for those NBA players to be Hall of Famers than there is for the NFL players to be Hall of Famers in the NBA.
If they had to bypass training camp and they never got hit, sure.
They would start off fresh. They'd start off early. They start training their bodies and everything. The NBA players have a better chance of going on and doing great
Now
things.
we're just
than the
dealing
NFL
in
players.
100% hypotheticals, and none of it makes sense.
That's what this whole entire thing is, anyways.
I understand
You
that
put it
it's
however you
partial
want.
hypothetical, but now we're saying let's start them back when they were just a
No,
twinkle
not
in their
back.
daddy's
No,
eye.
I'm saying like
Come
you
on.
get the summer to start everything off. You're not starting off at the very beginning. Just get like before training camp, start your body off right.
Ain't it single Kawhi ain't lasting.
If he did, though, he'd be one of the scariest. He would not drop a single thing.
He'd have big enough hands to catch something. That's for sure.
Goes right in.
I would want to see one play of Victor Wembanyama on an NFL field.
Blocking a field goal.
No, getting hit. Taking a tackle.
Him and Zach Edey out there guarding each other.
I would love to see Anthony Edwards in the NFL. I think he could succeed very well.
If he could take the damage, he's one of the few guys I think that could make it maybe like a slot position, but that's like it. Maybe as a safety. That's probably it.
6'4", 225. Big boy, decent sized boy.
Did you guys hear that on the mic? I farted.
Nope.
I saw you.
What are
move.
we doing? All right.
Can you find me?
What
for
are we
that?
doing here? What are we doing here? We didn't hear it. Can't find you for it.
He brought it up though.
Said it
We
out
gotta
loud.
find him for it. Yeah.
Find me.
Oh, listen, we've got a lot of content coming in. We're going to be breaking down each individual division as we move forward until we get to the season. I'm excited. The Chiefs going to be the number 1 seed, logging it. Sean says they're going 17-0.
Book it.
First ever.
Put your money on it.
He won't.
How much? $5 right here.
Howard.
Your fucking life savings, dude.
Put the
Five
house
bucks.
on it.
Say it with your
$5.
chest, or don't say it at all.
Put the house on it. Howard. We're going to be
Yeah,
breaking
the house I
down.
don't have. Perfect.
We're gonna be breaking down the divisions as we move forward.
Sean's poor.
Shut up.
And don't forget, we
Oh,
do have the second round of free agency opening up. The Chiefs could be making some moves. Who is it? We don't know. We'll find out next time.
It's so lame, Sean.
As always, go
You
Chiefs.
type of
Go
Chiefs.
Chiefs!